there any particular environment that 60/40 is specifically vulnerable to that we're trying to kind of solve for here?
Adam, I like the volleyball, light, gentle layup.
I'm not used to these softballs, man. But I'm trying to serve you guys up.
You can also answer that one, Adam. What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you've done enough study on risk parity. You dive in.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think everyone knows, right, that both stocks and bonds are not structurally set up to thrive in periods of higher than expected inflation or lower than expected growth, right? Equities, by their nature, are designed to do well during periods of abundant liquidity, benign inflation, and better than expected growth. Bonds are designed to do well during periods of below expected or low inflation and below expectations in terms of growth, right? So you have this completely other side of the macroeconomic picture that we really haven't seen much of in the last 30 years, which is this period of high inflation and where growth continues to come in a little below expectations, which some people call stagflation, where both bonds and equities are kind of designed to suffer. And because of the flight to passive and how well 60/40 has done over the last 10, 20, 30 years, very few people have felt the need to diversify into investments that are designed to do well during stagflationary environments. And there's a reasonable probability, perhaps higher than we've seen in the last 20 or 30 years, that we may be entering into a stagflationary environment now, and at a period of extremely low expected bond returns and probably extremely low equity returns. And so maybe now more than ever, for the generations that are currently investing, we should be thinking about how to hedge that inflation risk.
And if I can just add one thing really quickly, Mike, before you dive in.
Yeah.
I do want to say, like, as much as I might discount that people are just anchoring, or as much as I might sound like I'm just saying people are anchoring to the last 10 years, I do think there are some rational aspects of sticking with the 60/40 in some ways. For example, if we believe that returns going forward are going to be depressed, then two of the most important levers that you have to work with are fees and taxes, right? So when we talk about introducing diversifying alternatives that are often higher fee and less tax efficient, people go, well, I don't really want to sell my productive core financial assets to move into that space. Similarly, introducing something like commodities, well, there isn't really a clear answer as to whether passive commodity exposure, which you can get very cheaply, will give you a risk premium. So if you already have a low expected return, and then you start selling those productive assets to buy something that might have zero risk premium, even if it's diversifying, now your expected return is that much lower. So I do want to just pause and say, not that I think that is a good answer, but I have heard some rational arguments as to why you might not necessarily make some of what seem like obvious asset allocation decisions.